Hi everybody, it's me, Miss Jessica Lahore, and oh my goodness, we are back with another JESS Talk. It's been a while. Hello! Friends, we are going to, for this JESS Talk, live react to my episode of Dr. Pimple Popper. Yes, I was on the show. But before we get into this episode and I review my episode, baby, you know what to do. Go hit the bell for notifications, subscribe to my channel. We're creating so much content, you should not be missing out. All right, my episode of Dr. Pimple Popper. Let's get into it.
Attention the whore, attention the whore, attention the whore, attention. Here I am walking down the street, seeing all the boys trying to take a peek. Shorts pulled up and chest out right. Come on, boys, just take a bite. Look but don't touch, spin it round and round. Crazy top.
Okay, so I want to give. I'm so nervous. This episode has been out for 6 weeks, 7 weeks at this point. I have not watched it. I just watched the little teaser clip that my team put together. Otherwise, I have no idea. I've been so nervous to watch myself on TV. We spent 3 days filming last February. I got cast in September. I flew all the way out to California, did this with my best friend Tiffany. We created a whole storyline. They got so much footage. And then I find out as I'm about to watch this that I have a 15-minute little highlight episode on an episode with somebody else. So they took all of this footage, all of these interviews, so much to shove into 15 minutes. I'm really curious how they even did it. The experience was really great overall. So my thing is, everybody says, well, what did they have to squeeze? Where is it? Where's the thing? Dr. Pimple Popper is great, and Dr. Sandra Lee is great because you get somebody that works with, it's just skin issues. That is what Dr. Pimple Popper is. Anything that has to do with the skin, the body, that is different or not common, you can see it on the show. So I went for my psoriasis. I've had psoriasis since I was 18. I've been on different medications that didn't fully cure psoriasis for me. However, it would control it, but it came at the cost of really bad damage in the joints, depression, tons of other things. So I decided to go off medication for a while. If you know me, if you follow me, I'm a super psoriasis proud individual. I've always promoted my spots very proudly. I've had it for so long that I transitioned into a phase where my brain and my mindset was enjoy your skin. It's beautiful. Be proud of your spots. And the less that I was worried about this stress-induced skin disease, the more maintained it was. Well, when my life gets stressful, when things just get more intense, my flare-ups get so bad, they're so uncomfortable, they're so painful, and it's officially been 8 months, maybe 8 months since I've been on treatment, and I am 100% spot free. I have some shadow marks is what I call them. No pain, no flare-ups, no itchiness, and the way that people respond to me, the way that I view myself, it's just all so different. So for my first time in over a decade, I've been put on treatment that has been effective, and I got put on a show for it. So I'm watching this with you all live. It's over here, and I'm nervous because I don't seeing myself on TV, and I don't know how it's gonna go. So we're just gonna jump into it. This is just the intro.
I'm Dr. Sandra Lee.
Dr. Sandra Lee, she's so nice. She is just as incredible as you might notice from her on TV
Plus, I'll share my expertise
as she is in person. We couldn't stop talking. She was such a kiki. Come on, booty. Oh, that's a fat ass. Did you see that? They got me pulling it down. Okay, let me just tell you, this part of me filming, I had to strip down in the middle of the parking lot on the side of a street under a tent. And I was so frustrated that they didn't have a private room to begin with, that when we went to do this filming part, they're well, we can put up a curtain or whatever. I was I don't even care. If people want to see me naked, they get to see me naked. They're going to see me naked on TV in some way, shape, or form. So I'm stripping down to my underwear, showing off all the psoriasis spots that I have. And that was a good booty reveal. Just popping out, but I'm naked on the side of the street. People are honking at me while I'm naked on the side of the street. And it's downpour raining on and off. around this little tent. So they constantly keep having to adjust the cameras, and it's just a longer process than I think it expected to. But that's crazy. To see my hip like this, crazy.
They thought it was bed bugs. When I'm trying to sleep, it's bug.
That's my voice. My voice is way deeper than when it was too.
My shows where I walked up.
Ooh, I look fierce.
And pass out from the amount of pain.
Tiffany looks great when she just did that little pop-up. Yeah, this was a 3-day process. One day we filmed at the Hamburger Mary's in West Hollywood, and that was a whole story in itself. We did 1 day of filming with all of the body visuals, and then the appointment day.
My name's Zachary. I'm 31 years old from Denver, Colorado. I'm a drag entrepreneur. I coordinate events all over the country. I'm here in LA.
That's a faggot. I sound so gay. So gay! I sound so gay. Very interesting. So the Mary's in West Hollywood was really nice to work with Jules and management to let us kind of rent it out before the main show in the evening happened. So we got in there. We tried. They said they were going to get an audience. Thank God Tiffany brought friends, because it was like 8 people that they spread around the front end of the stage, and we gave them each $1 and then returned the dollars. And then that way we could have it in the shot and whatnot and try to just get visuals of us performing, just not seeing the audience in its entirety kind of thing. But they were really nice to letting us do that.
My sister is Tiffany Vogue, and I have flaky, scaly, large patches on my body. It's on my arms, it's on my thighs, it's on my butt, it's on my chest and my abdomen, it's in my scalp.
Oh my God, this is
in my ears.
This is making me kind of ridiculously emotional seeing this is only 8 months ago. One of the reasons that I wanted to dress like this is that this is such a Zach moment of celebration, and I understand that the Jessica piece is the voice that it's coming through. So I wanted to kind of go with this like very Jessica androgynous moment to celebrate this for Zach, but even looking at, I remember they were like, can you touch your skin slower? And can you scratch it? And can you get it all flaky? Like, they wanted production. And I'm like, what do you want me to do? Like, peel it back? I don't know. But it is crazy how quickly this medication worked.
And it's in large patches. It's gross.
It's not gross. I feel like they took that out of context.
For over 11 years, since my freshman year of college. I remember combing my hair and my comb being covered with skin from the scales. I went to my on-campus doctor to start. They thought that it was scabies. They thought it was bed bugs. Another doctor thought it was an STD. It was frustrating because nobody could tell me what I had or what was going on. And it really took me going to a dermatologist, and they said, oh, you have a form of psoriasis. Like, I can tell by looking at it. And it was that easy.
It's a true story.
I tried over-the-counter topicals, and nothing was working. So I finally went to a dermatologist, and she recommended a self-injecting biologic called adalimumab, which was supposed to help really alleviate my skin, and it did.
I had the hardest time pronouncing adalimumab. I remember them having to ask me to do that like 4 times because I could not pronounce it, and then I would laugh at myself for not being able to pronounce adalimumab. Also, I don't know what Tiffany's face was looking like when I was doing this. She is such a good actress. This girl is channeling sadness, empathy, and deep in her soul, she's just hungry. I know she is. This is wild to me.
But one of the biggest side effects was joint deterioration, and it was noticeable.
Yeah, that's true.
Get out of bed, I couldn't walk upstairs, so I got off that medication.
Nothing blurring out. Oh my gosh. I remember us getting ready that morning, and they were like, it was like 20 minutes before we were walking out the door, and like, oh yeah, make sure that, like, do you have appropriate underwear and garments to wear? And I was like, what does that mean to you? Nothing. I'm like, it's on my entire body. This is a medical show. I'm not being sexual about this, but they were so worried. That's wild to me that I've got like a leotard and a thong on, and they still had to blur out my butt cheeks, like the crack. That's wild to me. I think that's wild. But yeah, I that's a very true story. I remember the first round of treatment that I did many, many years ago for a newer adalimumab, and it really did. I had the hardest time performing, walking. It was really rough. I feel it in my hands a lot recently, but only in my fingers with everything going on.
I I said I just want to give up with medical advice or doctors. And
Yeah, that's
it
true.
still causes me day-to-day
Got off
stuff
insurance.
in ways that I can't even describe. But life doesn't stop, so I just have to kind of deal with it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hamburger Marys, get your dollars out and give it up for Miss Jessica.
Oh, God.
As a drag artist, Miss Jessica Lahore is what I'm better known as, or Miss Jessica for the kids and HR. As
That's
a drag
true.
artist, it feels like
I look really good.
Dream. I run my own business.
I look fierce.
I create experiences for people that are unique. But underneath what you see as a fabulous outfit,
It was so hot.
completely scratching,
So hot.
cinching the spots that I have on my skin.
I love my mug. I was so frustrated because each take something was going wrong. My collar popped off, or like I sweat off this piece. It was just like for only 2 go-throughs, it was wow. They also did a really great job of making that audience look way bigger. Me and Tiffany are backstage. That's so wild. We have never done a show together at Hamburger Mary's in West Hollywood. This is the first time we've done a show or a performance together. We've supported each other. Oh, God.
Really inflamed. When I met her initially, she had really bad breakouts, but it's the worst I've ever seen it now. Drag is already so uncomfortable. It's just
She's so good on TV. That little twink, she is so adorable.
It's just
Hair, skin, she's got the profile. She's beautiful. Man, it was all over my face.
I really worry about
That was one thing. They were like, when I was getting on the show, I don't even know if I can say this. They were like, hey, like, we can put you on, but we got to make sure it's like real bad. Can you make it worse? I was like, I don't know how to make it worse. Like, this is just life. Like, this is just like what factors are playing into this.
what you put yourself through. And you're planning this whole tour. You're going to tear
This
your
was
body
good timing.
to shreds by the end of the, what is it, like dozens of cities? You are not putting
Dozens.
yourself first.
One dozen.
Stage first.
Yes, Jessica's always been first. I constantly push myself to the next levels, and my biggest goal is a multi-city tour, and that's a lot of shows where I have to worry about flaking skin, my psoriasis bleeding or burning or cracking.
You know, I really do, now that I'm listening to this, I really wonder what this last month of touring for 15 cities would have been like with this being an additional factor. I'm thinking about this and how that would have been perceived by the audience or even other cast members, how that would have played into a factor of being so sweaty and so hot all the time, how that would have played into a factor of like cutting and ripping open my skin all the time. It's really cool to see me manifest this in February and say I'm doing a multi-city tour, have the episode come out, and then a week after that, we go on tour for 15 cities. I think that makes a lot of pride for myself to be like, yeah, I didn't say it. And I'm not sitting here watching and being like, well, that didn't happen. Did I do a 50-city tour? No, but the tour happened, and it's cool to see me manifest that and say I'm going to make it happen. I can't imagine what this would have been like. It was already really taxing, really draining. It was already really intensive. My body was already stressed out as it was. No sleep, sometimes not eating and drinking properly. And then you throw this into the mix. And this could have been one of the worst flare-ups, breakouts. So crazy to think about it that way.
To show up strong, powerful, and confident, even if I walk away from that experience feeling like it's a blow to the heart. But the show goes on.
It's got to end. There has to be a point where you're going to bring yourself to seek treatment.
I put this on the back burner for way too long, and now I'm dealing with it. Now I'm hurting because of it.
Yeah.
And I would love to live in a way that didn't remind me that this was constantly in my life.
And you deserve that.
Well, I'm going to the
In a
doctor,
serious way.
so...
Well, then, bitch, I'm going with you, because I want to be there.
I think Dr. Lee is the...
That moment was real cute, but there was a moment where they asked us to play it up, and I'm glad that they have not played it, where we're like super emotional and super intense with each other, more than we ever have been. And it was so fake. And then it's just really interesting to see when she just flips it on, this emotion, then we have a moment. We're not emotional sisters. We can be, but we're not built that way.
Because I feel like I'm gonna have an
They just love.
correct and edgy-
Oh, they keep showing my booty. They keep showing that one image, and I'm not mad. I'm not mad. It's probably because all of the footage I sent them, as I was a diva and not giving them the right things that they wanted. Yeah, you bet it. You bet it.
educated conversation about what my options are gonna look like.
Yeah.
Drag is in my life, and if I'm gonna do these bigger and grander ideas and dreams, I have to be at my best.
Period. And don't you forget it. Zach from 8 months ago.
I'm a little nervous. We're
Oh
here.
my god, we had to film getting out of this car and walking into the parking lot, I think 3 times, because there was a lady that zoomed in her car, and she was very unhappy that we asked if she could move like a couple spaces over, and so she just sat in her car, and it was a whole moment, unnecessary moment, but we look really fierce. I was also really distraught this morning. I think sometimes when I'm in high stress situations, I do hyper focus on something that I think could be in my control, that I want to control, but I can't control. And I hated that we both wore red and gold when we walked into this. And I was such a bitch and such a brat to Tiffany that morning. And she's so good. She knows how to handle me. She just ignores me and says, Let's shut that up. In a way, she says shut up without saying shut up. And then we got there, and everything was fine, and everything was chill. But we both look really good. Really good.
Here, though, it feels really wild. It's gonna be great. It's gonna go great.
Not this.
I'm ready for this to happen.
Yeah, we look
So,
fierce.
No turning back now.
Thank you. Hi. I'm very nervous about seeing Dr. Lee because I don't want to be told that if I took a medication, I was going to have to compromise the health of me internally over the health of what externally everyone sees.
Yeah, I was nervous about that. This was the shortest part of filming. Me, when I sat down in the office to the moment that Dr. Sandra Lee came in and we got the medicine, this moment was like 15 minutes. The quickest one take ever. They asked her to stop talking at one point because we just kept keeking, and they were like, we don't have the cameras going. We want to capture this.
Oh, wow. What a treat. You guys look
Hello.
great. It's very nice to meet
Nice to
you.
meet you.
I'm Dr. Lee.
Zach.
Welcome. I love the matching, too.
Thank you.
Oh, and then she said that, and in my head I was like, you stupid bitch. You've been complaining all morning, and they love it.
It's an honor.
Welcome. Is that what you have then? You're here for psoriasis?
I am here for
You look
psoriasis.
great right now. I can see
No, it's all covered up. That's why.
nails and everything.
Thanks. Thank you.
look
Thank you.
beautiful.
I appreciate it. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Let's talk about this a
Yeah.
little bit. How long have you had this?
I was like 18 when I got it.
Okay.
It was the first summer of my freshman year of college, so a
Alright.
little over 10 years.
God, my face looks like a potato.
Psoriasis? Okay.
No
That's
one.
okay.
No
That's
one.
okay. Have you ever been treated for this before?
I was treated a long, long time ago.
Injection
It was
or?
Adalimumab Bob.
Yes, you're close.
See?
Those are
See? Me trying to pronounce it too.
So you're looking for some treatments, it sounds
I'm
like.
looking for treatment suggestions. My biggest concern is making sure that it's not just clear skin, that internally that I'm healthy is just
Yeah.
as much as I am externally. Like,
Yeah.
Of
it
course.
doesn't help to have clear skin if I'm not able to walk or to
Right,
move. And
of course. Well,
I appreciate that they're using clips up until this point that feel very authentic to my feelings, authentic to the experience. I was very invested in making sure that they knew I didn't want them to create a storyline that didn't exist. There was a moment in filming or even prior to filming that they were like, well, we really want people to know how much this inhibits you. And this is like life or death almost. Like if you don't get the treatment, you're going to have to quit drag. And I was like, that's so inaccurate. Like, yeah, it sucks. I don't enjoy it. It's painful. It makes things difficult. It's complicated. But if you were to ask the version of me 10 years ago, I might say something dramatic like that. But the last several years, I was like, I can't tell people that that's how I feel when that's not how I feel. I'm proud of the spots that I have. I'm just ready for an adjustment in my health and doing something for me. And I want that to be with the same inspiration to other people that have skin issues and bring conversation and openness to it. And so I really like that up to this point, everything has been very much my voice, my mind, my direction, with them playing in maybe some of the more intense parts, but really happy about
I
that.
think what I should do is take a look.
Psoriasis is a pretty common skin condition that causes these red, itchy, painful plaques on the skin that can be really uncomfortable and also embarrassing to patients.
You have some of what we call
more like guttate lesions, and these smaller ones are guttate, and I think that's Latin for like raindrop. Yeah, yes. This is very typical of psoriasis, where you have this red base, and it's sort of like, it's like a plaque. So plaque.
I remember feeling, and not that I wouldn't expect anything from a doctor, but she didn't, I don't mean this in a bad way. She didn't wash her hands. She didn't put on gloves. She was not scared to touch my body, like my skin. And it was very much triggering in a positive way just for her to very casually be like, this is a normal thing for me, and to touch my spots and my skin and me not feel insecure or weird about it. I very much, during this time that I had psoriasis, would be the complete opposite. People would not want to touch me. People would be concerned of touching me or catching something, or if I didn't wipe down a machine at the gym. It was just I remember this moment just being like, oh, you're like going all right in there. You're not nervous.
It looks like Zach has guttate and plaque type psoriasis. The extent to his psoriasis is pretty widely distributed, so I don't know if a topical cream is going to really cut it, which leads me to one of the most current effective treatments out there. I want Zach to hear me out because I think that there are some newer biologic medications out there which have a potential to have fewer side effects for him. There's one medication called guselkumab.
What other kind of side effects?
The main side effects for these medications is if you get an infection, if you get sick, you just want to be a little bit more proactive about having it treated.
That is so true. I am more susceptible immune-wise to colds, flus, COVIDs, everything. For me to travel, knock, 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 and do what I've been doing the last 2 months, even the last 7 months, and have minimal sickness and very much under control. Amen. Amen, girl.
So, what do you think?
I would like to find a way to manage life a little bit easier and better.
I'm here with Zach, who's covered with red, scaly psoriasis, and it makes him miserable. He's been on biologic medications before, and he's been unhappy with the results. So hopefully I can convince him to try some of these newer biologic medications, because I think they're becoming better at treating psoriasis successfully with fewer side effects. The nice thing too about this one is that you get a dose like today for you administer yourself.
Okay.
You know, we'll show you how to do that the first time. They're all like so automatic.
No worried about
Yeah,
it.
they're easy. So let's see if we can't change you like right now.
Yeah.
Okay? Start
Oh my God.
right now. All right. So let me go grab it.
That reaction was very real. When she told me that we were going to get medication right then and there, I did not expect that. She gave me not only that injection, she gave me 2 other injections to take with me so that I could make sure I was set up for success. I got very emotional because I was expecting to get a prescription and then have to go get it filled and then work with a company. And she was like, no, we're going to start you like today. And I was like, really? Like my life immediately in that second, like they captured the moment where I realized I could not believe that I was getting treated right then and there.
Okay.
This is real.
I'm really proud of Zach for trying this. You want to stabilize it? Yes. And then push down. I think this one will...
I already took this medication. This is a redo. I did it in private, and then they were like, oh, we wanted to film him like injecting it. And so this is like them pretending to put it back in my leg and do the second round of injections.
You excited?
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I am
Oh,
emotional
Tiffany.
and feeling undescribably happy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You look a kid on Christmas morning. How excited you
Never
are.
been this excited about something in a very, very long time. Dr. Lee made me feel like I was worth and deserving
Accurate.
of treatment.
That.
Which is something I didn't
Like a
feel prior.
humanity, person.
Adorable.
I understand that there's not a guaranteed cure, but even if I can get a little bit of relief, then that'll be such a significant change for me. And because of that, I'm just really grateful.
Yeah.
I'm really
This was a real moment, but we were both so tired and so hungry at this point, and they kept making us like describe it more and get more in depth. And I thought that they were going to use Tiffany's little like monologue. She did a very emotional monologue at the end. Okay, so then this is the recap from all of them. I kind of half-assed this for sure. Because me and Tiffany couldn't get together, so we planned a trip. She was like, you want to go to Disney for your birthday? And I was like, absolutely. And so we went to Disney.
It's been 3 months since I saw Zach.
And then this recap.
Is gone. His skin is so
Yeah, it was crazy. In 3.5 months, my skin is so different. Yeah, I'm glowing. It's been so.
much better. I know.
We had to do that at
Stick to the psoriasis. That has to be a big relief.
at Disney World or Disneyland. At the end of the night, we found some sketchy lighting in the middle of the park and set up my phone where you couldn't hear the music in the background. And
Next time. Thank you.
look at how happy we are. This experience has been pretty incredible overall. Dr. Pimple Popper and Sandra Lee, thank you for changing my life. Hopefully this is something I can continue taking and treating my body for and being an advocate for skin positivity, psoriasis positivity, body positivity, while also being able to share my experience and my story, maybe inspire, help somebody else. I just want anyone that's watching this that if you do have psoriasis or something different with your skin is the skin that you're in for a reason, and you're beautiful for it. That does not mean that you should do that at the cost of not being the healthiest version of who you are, but it also should mean that you should live your life as proud and as excited to live the same way regardless of what's happening with your skin. Sometimes it's hard when the opinions of others get deep down in your head and insecurities, but know that you're stronger than that. I want to continue with this treatment. I have been, and life has been not even a year later, and I've already noticed significant changes, differences with my confidence, the way people interact with me, and just the way that I show up. This is this JESS Talk live reaction to my episode of Dr. Pimple Popper. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
I'm in a touch of war. Can't help it, bitch. I'm in a touch of war.